giving this opportunity to speak on the glories of Akshaya Tritiya. Um, and I was uh, trying to research much about Akshaya Tritiya in different Puranas, what it talks about. So I'll be sharing that today. So Akshaya Tritiya, many of us know that in Vedic astrology, there are some few days. It's called Siddha Muhurta days. So Siddhamurta days, these are days where, like, really don't have to look for any kind of, like, auspicious time or some kind of ceremony. There's a kind of marriage, you have some kind of different ritualistic you want to perform, like you want to home welcoming, you want to do, like, buy something, anything, any kind of, you want to kind of celebration or any kind of rituals you want to perform. So there are few days like Vijayadashami, right? Like Ugadi and Akshaya. Among them, Akshaya is very, very powerful, which we are going to hear today about this special day. And also, it's also known as Akatij. And this particular day actually is end of Basant Ritu and the beginning of Grishma Ritu. So the hot days are going to start from Akshaya Tritiya. This is going to be very, very, and many traditionally in this particular day, many uh, people, like especially in Hindu culture, in the Vedic culture, people like to, like, do kind of marriage ceremony, something like, there is no time, no auspicious time they could find, then they get married on the Akshaya Tritiya day. If you want to buy a new house, they want to do Griha Pravesh, they want to buy something, new vehicle, people even love to buy gold in this kind of thing, new parts, many things they want to do, start new in this particular day. So Tritiya, this is in our Vedic calendar, like, there's Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha, and this is in the Shukla Paksha, especially in this Akshaya Tritiya day, the third day of the moon. And in Vedic scripture, Akshaya actually mean na Chaya iti Akshaya, right? So, which is everlasting, which doesn't deteriorate. Like, Chana Bhangur, just like our body, Chana Bhangur is a temporary, it just get dissipated by time, right? But Akshay is not affected by Kala, by time, right? So we can see that, like, it's very interesting that what we trying to practice as a devotee, that actually it is also Akshaya, right? So as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that Nihadikramana Susti Pratyavayuna Vidyate Swa Alpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhaya, right? Even something we practicing bhakti, that is never getting destroyed. It's permanent. So that's why when Krishna explaining about a karma, like, different three types of karma Krishna describes, like sakarma, akarma, and vikarma, right? So both of the karma, the sakarma, even you do good deeds, you did some charity work, you feed people, poor people, you did so many kind of the pious activities, but it is still a temporary thing, because you will get the result and you will enjoy the result and done, you know so even in the same way, like when you do vikarma, something that is very bad, you try to do some sinful activities, you have to get that fruit also. You have to get that suffering, we have done, what you have done. But the akarma that Krishna describes, the yoga, as a bhakti yoga especially, is so powerful that it's akshay, it is what we supposed to practice, because it is a permanent thing, right? And in Srimad Bhagavatam, like, as it's described, like, Sanketyam Paribhashyam va, like Sobham Hiranam eva va. Even by, devotees try to tease, by mocking the devotee, they try to chant holy name in some way. Even those people get permanent benefits. That's how it is. That's the power of performing bhakti, even knowingly and unknowingly, right? For as a devotee, that's why every day is Akshaya Tritiya for us, because every activity we are performing, when we really trying to connect with Krishna, it becomes Akshaya, right? So, but for the materialistic people, right, even they get some material benefits and happiness, it is still temporary, right? Because it is going to be invalid by certain time. Time is going to destroy everything, right? That is very important. So in Matsya Puran, there is a beautiful description by Lord Shiva to Narad Muni. It explains that Athanyamapi vakshami tritiyam sarva kamadam yashyam dantahutam japtam sarvam bhavati chakshayam. So Lord Shiva tells Narad Muni that I'm going to describe you. Vakshami tritiyam sarva kamadam. That I'm going to recite you, I'm going to describe you about this Tritiyam, the Tritiya, the Trayodashi Tithi, which is Sarva Kamadam. It is granting all your desires. So very, very powerful, right? And it says in this particular day, whatever you perform, Dantam, Hutam, Japtam, Sarvam. So any, perform some kind of fire sacrifice, some chanting of holy name, right? Charity, all becomes eternal, right? It becomes Akshaya when you perform in this. And further he says, Vaishak Sukla Pakshe tu Tritiya Yeru Poshita Akshayam Phalaman Potim Sarvasya Sakritasya Cha. He says that on this waxing moon of Vaishak Tritiya, if one fasts, right? This Tritiya Yeru Poshita, it is satisfying. And what it gives you, Akshayam Phalaman Potim, is giving you Akshaya Phal, right? And this is so powerful that one becomes very, very virtuous. Yes, it. Sa tatha kritakopeta visheshena supujita tatra dantam hutam japtam sarva maksham yuchate. So it says that especially when this Akshay Tritiya comes in Kritika Nakshatra, it says tatha kritikopeta. So in Kritika Nakshatra, when it's visheshena supujita, when you, this is very special and is very glorious when you perform some kind of austerity in this particular nakshatra, it is become more powerful and much more stronger, imperishable on this. So all this, you perform the charity work, you perform japa, the holy name, right? That becomes very, very powerful in this particular day, right? Achaya santatishyastya tashyam sukritam akshayam akshaitam pujyate vishnustena saksha smrita Akshatestu narasnatta Vishnu Dattva Tathachatam. So it says that in this particular day, Akshaya Satatatishya Tashyam Sukritam Akshayam. Those children actually who, like the Santata, the Santati who performs, for them also it becomes very glorious when someone performs the Kshatriya, right? And how one should worship. It says that one should take bath in the holy water. So if a person has Gangajal at home, like generally people go to take holy bath in the river, they have Yamuna, there is Ganga, Kaveri, all those holy places, they go and take bath actually early morning, right? So if you don't have in the early morning, you just take shower. You can invoke the holy rivers by Gangecha Yamune Chaiva Goravadi Saraswati. Narmade Sindhu Kavre Jalisnim Sandim Kuru. You can request all the holy rivers to reside in this water and take bath. Like that, also you can do that. Also, and many devotees have Gangajal at their home. They can spray it themselves, right? So you can also do that. And this is very, very important that, and in this particular day, right, a person should offer this akshita, especially the akshita means the grain, the rice grain, which is not unbroken rice grain. For Vishnu, in Vishnu Puran, it says that, one should not offer akshita to Lord Vishnu, right? It is not appropriate. But in Akshay Tritiya, right, it is special day, one can worship Lord Vishnu with Akshata. That's why it's beginning. You have to Akshate Pujate Vishnu. So by Akshata, one can worship Lord Vishnu in this particular day, right? So if you have a deities in particular day, you can bat the deities. You can really have a proper meditation, worshipping of the deities of Lord Vishnu. We have Krishna, so we can definitely do that. It is highly recommended in all. I'll quote on different Puranas how it is described that this is the day where Lord Vishnu is highly worshipped, and that's why we get all the fruits. And also in this day, it says that Vipreshu Daktva Tanevya Tatha Sukun Sanskritan Yathan Bhunga Mahabhaga Phala Makshemya Mashute. So you can also do charity, offer brahmanas, different grains like sattu and all those things. And then after they feeding them, you can accept the prasad like that, right? So it is very, very important that if somebody performs like, the vrata in Akshaya Tritiya, right? They get all the fruits, the vrata they have performed in all the Tritiya, all the, like, we have like Nirjala Ekadashi. So once performed Nirjala Ekadashi very sincerely, they get fruits of all the Ekadashis one performed. In the same way, it says that Ekam Yuktavata Kritva Tritiyam Vidivata. By process, the proper vidhi, a devotee performs some the vrata very nicely. That Eta Samipya Sarvasam. So all the Sarvasam, all the Tritiya Nam Phalam Bhavet, all the phal, all the fruits that you have, you as if you're performing all the titiya, you get that the fruits. And also it says that you also get the, when we worship the Supreme Person of Godhead in this particular day, and especially I was mentioning this Kritika Nakshatra, it said that you get the fruits as if you're performing the Rajasuya Yajna. How powerful is that, right? It says Tritiyanam Samabhyarcha Topavaso Janardanam. Rajasriya phalam, you get the fruits of as if you are worshipping, you are doing the Rajasriya Yajna. Who can perform Rajasriya Yajna in this particular age? Very difficult. But you can get the same results and fruits, right? As if you are performing Rajasriya Yajna. When we really perform worship of Janardana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? It's very, very powerful day. So, and again in Bhavishya Puran, actually Lord Krishna describes to Yudhishthira Maharaj about this day, the Chitritiya. He said that once you take bath early, take charity, give charity, not take charity, give charity. Chanting of holy name, so much focus, these three special things: taking bath, giving the charity, right? Doing japa, chanting of holy name, and fire sacrifice, right? Very, very important. And Krishna even actually over here describes our swadhyaya, doing a scriptural study. One can start. Somebody has like, thought, I want to start studying like, okay, Mahabharata. Somebody wants to start studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can begin something, because again, like, something you start in this particular day becomes very, very powerful. It becomes empowerment. Like, somebody, like, somebody has some kind of disease. You don't say like, to treat that, you start in the Chitritiya. So many things it says, because to start something becomes very powerful in this day. Even you can perform tarpan, offering oblations to the forefathers who has passed, right? For them also very, very powerful, right? And in this particular, in they also, like, in Bhavishya Puran, Krishna explained that even the Satya Yuga actually began, even the Treta Yuga also, but in this particular Bhavishya Puran, it means that Satya Yuga began. That's why it's also called Krita Yugadi Tritiya. Satya Yuga is also called, right? So, and this particular day can destroy sins and provide eternal happiness. Very, very powerful. And Krishna recites the story of a merchant, right? Merchant called Dharma. So he tells about this glorious glories of doing charity in this particular day, in the Akshaya Tritiya. Very, very powerful. So he describes about this Brahman, this merchant, this Vaishya, actually Dharma, his name was. So he was a very truthful, righteous merchant. In the city of Sakala, he was living there, and he was a devotee, like, worship demigods. He used to treat brahmanas very well. Always give charity, always serve the brahmana very well. And one day he heard the glories, the katha. He heard about the charity given in a special nakshatra, especially in this Akshaya Tritiya, when there is a Rohini nakshatra, and especially also when it comes on Wednesday, right? He said it will be very, very powerful. It become Akshaya. So hearing that, he really took it very seriously. I really wanted to give charity, right? And that particular day in Akshaya Tritiya, he took bath in Ganga, Mother Ganga, and he do like oblations to all his forefathers, and came home, and he got a lot of full pots of water, grain, sattu, yogurt, chana, wheat, sugar cane, good, all these things, and he donated to the brahmanas, right? And he had a sincere faith in this. With really good faith, he gave this charity to the Brahmanas. And his wife, was so attached to the family, was so attached to her material position, and was trying to stop. What are you doing? What happened to your husband? Why are you giving all this charity to this Brahmana? You know, but he didn't listen. He was so determined that I have to do this. He had this particular faith, and he gave that charity. And in this life, he left his body. Then what happened? He took birth in Kushwavati. So this was Dwarka city, current Dwarka city, and he born over there as and became a king on this. And you know that the amount of by the power of charity he did in the Akshaya Tritiya, the special nakshatra, what happened was his opulence was immeasurable, you know, and he did so many charitable sacrifice. Like they used to do dana yajna, so many done. He used to do so much charity. Anybody comes, continuous charity is going on, continuous charity of cows, charity of land, charity of gold, but never of his opulence diminished. Never ever. Because this is all the power, the charity that he have given on this particular day. And this is explained in Bhavishya Puran. One can read. And in Skanda Puran, this is there's a beautiful story about Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni had two disciples residing in Godavari. One name was Satyanishta, and other was Taponishta. And Satyanishta was very, very faithful in glories of holy name, the pastime. He loves hearing about the pastime, speaks about pastime. Anytime somebody comes, he loves to talk about the pastime of the Lord all the time. And if somebody is reciting the pastime, he loves to hear it because he has sincere, great faith in hearing about the Lord. Like that's why Shravanam is so powerful. And this is something he had, the Satyanishta, the disciple of Durvasa. And other disciple, the Punishta, he was like, trying to more focus on karma kandi, and he neglected the hearing part, the glories of Lord. And that's why he was suffering and wandering here, there, nothing good happened. Later he came back, and his Satyanisha was like, discussing, like, really, really, I'm frustrated a little bit. And that's why his godbrother Satyanishta told about, the glories of hearing Hari Katha, how powerful it is. And then actually he recited the story of King Puru Yasha. He was a son of Bhuri Yasha, and he was a king of Panchal. And very, very interesting thing that this king, how he got the darshan of Lord Hari on this Akshaya Tritiya. And he recited a story that when his father, the Puryasha, his father died, he became a king. And he was very pious king. He was very kind-hearted, very powerful, and he was filled with good qualities. And he was so expert in, like, arrow, like this, like Arjuna, bow and arrow. But after some year, after he became a king, he lost all his wealth. Like, all his horses got disease. There was drought in the kingdom, and everything, all the economical status of this kingdom was going down, draining down. And while saying this, while knowing the enemy attacked this Panchal king, and he lost everything, and he ran away with all his, like, the what do you call it, his army, his family. They went to the jungle, and then he was started wondering what happened. What did I do? What, I was such a nice guy. I always follow my guru. I always respect the Brahmanas. I always follow dharma. Why I'm suffering so much? Why I have to live in the jungle? What kind of karma has caused me this? Right? This defeat. I'm badly defeated. And thinking this, actually, he remembered his guru. So his guru, he had two guru, Yaj and Pyaz, Upayaz. So, and when he was remembering, and they appeared, and he offered his obeisances, and he really inquired about this, why this inauspicious happened? Why there's so much poverty? And I'm living in jungle, and I have no sons. I have no sons. And, like, I have no even good friends. Please tell me, why is this? I'm such a nice dharmic. I try to do my best. Then Yaz and Upayaz tells a story that actually 10 life past, you were a Vyada, you were a hunter, you're very, very cruel, very cruel. There is no any spiritual ritual you have performed, no any yajna, no tapasya. You were fully engaged in sense gratification, full time. You never recited even name of Lord Hari, never, never offer obeisances to the Lord, never even thought about the Lord, just was living as a sinful person, full hunter, right? And you were like, in the 10th life, you were like a hunter, like just like Yamaraj. You were so merciless. You raped many women, so many animals you killed. And because of which you have no children, they said. And you have given pain who came in your way. Anyone who comes, only suffering is to give. So that's why you have no friends in this, right? And you always rejected the sadhus, right? So you are destroyed by your enemies because of this, right? So, and you never gave charity, right? You never gave charity. Now you became like a beggar. But what happened that something good you did. So there was some sadhu who came. He was so thirsty. He was so hot, and he was asking like, where, I can find the water. Uh, the water source, a lake or something. And he saw the direction you can go, Sadhu, this direction you can go and find the water. And at that time, he also gave, like, it was very hot. So he also gave a leaf, to fan himself to this Sadhu. And because of this piety, you know, he became the king of Panchal, right? But the amount of sin he has done, right? The amount of sin he has done, he had to go through all this, and that's what his gurus explained to him, right? But there is a solution, right? If you want to get all the happiness, all the kingdom, all the wealth, you want even liberation, Sayuja Mukti, you should perform a proper rules of worship of Lord Vishnu in this particular day. And that is today's, he talks about Vaishak, and he said today is Akshaya Tritiya, and you perform this. So by recommendation of his guru, actually he performed all the rules and regulation and perform a wonderful austerity and worship Lord Vishnu in this particular day, right? And after that, he took back all his relatives, all the armies, right, who were like, who were all wounded and everything, and we went back to Panchal. He fought back and won the battle, right? And he got a lot of gold. It's a lot of explanation in Skanda Puran, so much gold, so many horses, elephants. He became very rich and became very powerful. And he could understand the power of doing austerity, doing the tapa, the worship of Lord Vishnu in this particular day, following the Kshatriya, right? So then he started worshiping every single year, and after he left the body, actually he got even in that particular, when he was following at the end of his life, actually he got darshan of the Lord. And his prayers is actually long prayers he explained in there. I don't want to go over there, but there's a power of performing austerity in this particular day, right? And in this, Lord actually explained that to the king that, one somehow knowingly or unknowingly, he bathes, he worship the Lord and gives charity somehow, you know, they will definitely get shelter of the Lord, right? And he who offer obeisance to their forefathers, right, they will get eternal benefits. So to do some kind of samskara for the forefathers who have passed away, ancestors, is also very, very powerful on this day. Even little piety you do, it becomes permanent, right? And one can give like a lot of charity, cow charity to the Brahmin. You can receive bhakti and mukti reside in this kind of person who give charity, right? And who worship the Lord Hari on this day. All the sins get destroyed and come out of the cycle of birth and old age and disease. And it is said that even somebody performs like, the worship of Lord in this particular day with determination, with faith, all the hundreds and thousands of sins, those sins, even not simple sins, those sins, there is no even price chitta, right? In the Shastra, even those sins will be destroyed. That's the power. right? So in this Akshaya Tritiya, it's very, very important, you know. So it is very, if you want to really conquer the fear of death, you know, you can do that by doing giving charity on this particular day. If you want to get a blessing, a wonderful next life, you know, this is a perfect day. You know, you serve the devotees. If you want to get like, you know, highest fulfillment, you know, want to offer like, you know, a lot of fruits, like you want to get a lot of opulence, right? Or you have some good big desire on this day, wonderful performing charity and feeding the brahmanas is also very, very powerful on this day. Overcoming illness, it says, you know, you can donating the clothes, donating to the poor people for good health. That also will be very powerful on this day, it says, right? If you want peace and prosperity, you can donate grains on this day, it says, right? If you want to break free from poverty, right? So you can even perform different kind of tarpan to the devas, right? And if you want to offering forgiveness, this is also very important. You can offer yogurt rice on this particular day, right? So the many, many events, it's not like, you know, definitely Akshaya Tritiya is very powerful. And this day becomes so special because many, many events that has happened on this particular day. So just like appearance of Lord Parshuram, right? Yudhishthira Maharaj actually pleasing sun god and receiving the Kshapatra happened in this particular day. Lord Vyasadeva started dictating Lord Ganesha and started writing the epic Mahabharata on this day. And descending of Mother Ganga in this earth planet happened in this day. Pastime of Nanda Maharaj and visit of Prayag Ganga in this holy dham in Vrindavan happened in this day. Because we're gonna take, we'll maybe discuss few of the pastimes if we have time, and also darshan of Varha Lakshmi Nrsimha temple in Simhachalam. You know that particular darshan is happening in this particular day. Madhavinda Puri, there's a Chandan Yatra, like, you know, started like in Vrindavan. You can see all the Chandan Yatra starts for 21 days from this particular day. And Sudama Brahman, right? He meets Lord Krishna in Dwarka in this particular day, right? And the building of Lord Jagannath chariot. You know, Lord Jagannath chariot name is Nandi Ghosha. Baldev is Tala Dwaja, and Subhadra is Darpa Dalan, right? These all three chariots are being made starting. You know, they start building this chariot now. It's going to come from this Friday. They start building the chariot of Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. Appearance of Mother Lakshmi from the Sagar Manthan, the churning of ocean, milk ocean, right? And appearance of Mother Lakshmi happened in this very auspicious day, right? And Balabacharya from, like, you know, especially in Gujarati, they worship Srinathji. So Balabacharya, the Acharya, he actually started worshipping Srinathji in this particular day. You know, Mother Annapurna appeared in this particular day, right? Again, at the beginning of Trita Yuga, Satya Yuga. Some people say even all the four yugas started on this particular day, right? And Kubera, you know, by pleasing Mother Lakshmi, he was appointed as a treasurer of demigods in this day, right? And you know, in Vrindavan, like, you know, the darshan of the lotus feet of Banki Bihari um, in this particular day only. So Banki Bihari deities, this is the deities in Vrindavan, very, very popular because of the song above from Mayapuris. No, not Mayapuris, Madhavas, right? This was there was Saint Haridas actually, who used to from Nimbarga Sampradaya, who used to, he was staying in Nirivan and used to chant, you know, different bhajans and holy name of the Lord. And Lord Radhakrishna appeared, right? And he prayed, you know, to the Lord, you know, if you can form in the worshipable deity form. So they merged, and these deities, Baki Bihari deities, actually manifested in Vrindavan. You can see there's so many other pastimes that happen. And we'll start picking few pastimes that you might have heard, not heard. First is like, you know, we'll think about appearance of Parshuram. So in there's a beautiful prayers when we read um, that many of us might not know about Parshuram actually, how he appeared, because many might have not know that how Parshuram and Vishwamitra is also related, right? So this, I'm going to talk about this, how Lord Parshuram appeared. And we know that Lord appeared in different like, you know, different kind of avatar is there. So Parshuram is considered as a Satyavesh avatar, right? Is a Lord's, like, you know, he injects, Lord injects, you know, jiva, the energy. He injects his energy. That's called Sakya avatar. Just like, there's Narad Muni. He's a Bhakti Sakti. So Krishna has inject Bhakti Sakti in on Narad Muni, right? So he also is a Sakya avatar, right? There's the four Kumaras, right? The Lord has injected Jnana Sakti, right? So, and Parshuram, he has injected Dushta Damana Sakti. At that time, in that particular time, is the Kshatriya became very polluted and exploited. You know, even the Kartabri Arjuna, I think, who killed Parshuram father, Jamdagni, right? People, the Kshatriyas became very exploitive because when so much power comes, sometimes arrogance and pride that happen, right? And that really caused Parshuram very upset, and he destroyed all this 21 times, it says, right? All the Kshatriyas were destroyed by Parshuram, right? So there is a story how this appearance happened of Parshuram. There was a king, Gadi. So Gadi had a beautiful and very intelligent daughter called Satyavati, right? And one day, Richik Muni, he was traveling to the kingdom, and he saw this Satyavati, and he could feel that this girl is so beautiful and so intelligent. And he went to the king and requested that I want to marry your daughter. And King Gadi, like, he that was only her daughter, single single children, like, and especially daughter, and you were sent, to give, becomes very hesitant. He was, and then Krishna Govinda, and then he said that yes, you can marry my daughter. So there's one condition: you have to bring 1,000 white hairs with the red. He has a red, no, sorry, black spot on his ear. Each horses has to have on the only right side. They have to have a black spot. How many you can find in the world? Maybe five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. He said 1,000 horses. You know. Then Richik Muni go away and he does meditation to Varun Dev and he pleases Varun Dev and he asks his blessing to provide him all these 1,000 horses. Right. So he got those and he went back to the king, Gadi, and here are all the horses you requested. And the king was surprised and he could realize that this Richik Muni is not ordinary Muni. And he was very happy to give his daughter and marry to Richik Muni. And what happened one day, and Satyavati was actually very, very happy living in the hermitage. She was she was so cooperative with everybody. She loved the community. And but so one day, Richik Muni saw that she was a little bit depressed, like, and then said, what happened? Then he said that, I'm the only daughter my father has, no other children, right? And I also want to have a Brahminical son, right? So, and I really felt bad for my father. He has no children, he's alone, like, Then Richard said, oh, you could have told me before. Don't worry, I will do arrangement. So he does some with his tapa. He created charu, charu, like, a kind of rice, sweet rice. You know, you can give this to your mother, right? He actually two different separate different charu to her, Satyavati. Then you can eat it. This is one for you, and other one is for your mother. He separated both, and the Satyavati goes to your mother that my husband has created this charu, and if you eat this, you'll have a son. Then, especially, like, mother, like, was little bit suspicious, and he was thinking, he told his daughter that, you know I know that, with love, your husband have created this charu for me also, but I think that, he might be a little partial with you, you know so he might have created this charu that for you better than for me. So can you give the charu that he made for you? Can we exchange that? Daughter did not even hesitate. Yes, mother, take it. So the mother took that charu, and the daughter took the other charu. And what happened was, Richik Muni realized something is wrong. The aura of his wife Satyavati is something different. And he said, like, this aura doesn't look like Brahminical. What it is? Then he said, Satyavati, I think you're hiding something. What happened? Tell me. Because I am feeling some different aura that you're supposed to get a Brahminical son, but I'm feeling some different aura. And he told what actually happened. Oh, then the chickman said, oh, hi, hi, what you have done? It's such a blunder you have done. I had specially separated charu. One was for the Kshatriya son, one was for Brahminical son. And you have eaten the Kshatriya charu. And your mother had eaten the Brahminical charu, right? So then this Satyavati, no, I don't wish to have a child of the warrior. I want to get a Brahminical son like you, like one Kshatriya son. She was saying. Then what can you do? Then Muni say, I can do much. I can postpone this to one life. So what I can do is for next, like you will get a Brahminical son, but from that another Brahminical from next generation, they will give this Kshatriya son birth. So that's where Jamdagni actually gave birth. The Satyavati gave birth to Jamdagni, who was a Brahminical quality, and he begot Parshuram, who was a Kshatriya. From that Charu, actually, he was born. And other hand, this King Gadi, actually begot the son Vishwamitra, who was King Kaushik, right? Because of the Charu, right? He was born in a Kshatriya family, he becomes Kshatriya, but actually he's a Brahminical quality. There's a long story in the Puranas how because he wanted to become a Brahmarshi. So they were all the Brahmas, no, you cannot become a Brahmarshi because you're not born from a Brahmana. So Rishik Muni comes and tells all this story. Actually, you're Brahminical Charu. He tells all this story. So this is the story of Parshuram, who actually appeared in this particular day, very very powerful day, right? And in this particular day also, that Yudhishthir Maharaj actually received this Akshay Patra. So when the Pandavas lost everything, right? And there were about 10,000 Brahmanas, uh, followed by, I think, I forgot the name of the Brahmana who was leading and discussing and told Yudhishthira, Maharaj, we want to come with you. And Yudhishthira Maharaj said, I'm so helpless. I cannot really, I'll be going to jungle. I lost everything, right? And if you are going to follow us in the jungle, I would not able to maintain you, all of you, because he had been maintain all these Brahminical students over there in Indraprastha without a problem. But all these Brahmanas said, like, we will not bother you. We'll do ourselves. We'll arrange ourselves. But Yudhishthir Maharaj really felt so bad. Being a Kshatriya, like, to maintain Brahman is one of the most important dharma for them. And he really felt very bad for that. So then he approaches Dhomya Rishi that, what can I do? I really want to help them. Now I really want to mm, serve this Brahmana. Then Dhomya Rishi actually gave the instruction. Actually, sun nourishes everyone, right? So if you really want to really serve these Brahmanas, you try to please the Lord Sun God, and he can give you something. So by the instruction of Dhomya Rishi, Yudhishthira Maharaj performed the austerity and prayers to Sun God, and he was pleased. Sun God came and he gave this Akshaya Patra, right? Amount of food, unlimited food you can feed from this Patra until the Draupadi eats at the last, and that's it for the day, right? So this is what the Akshaya Patra is given in this particular day. And we know this story, right? When the Durvasa Muni visited Duryodhan, you know, Duryodhan, and Duryodhan really pleased Durvasa Muni by feeding him nicely with all his 10,000, disciples with Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa was so pleased, and he said, like, my son, ask any boon you want. And you know how Duryodhan always cunning. He knew that Pandavas, if I say, because Durvasa, his temper is always on the top of the nose, right? So he said, like, thank you so much, like, we were able to serve you. I also want you to go to Yudhishthira Maharaj so that they can serve you also. They get benefit, you know. So in that way, he requested Durvasa to go to uh, Yudhishthira Maharaj, the Pandavas in the jungle. And with all the disciples, they go. Durvasa Muni went to Yudhishthira Maharaj, where they're staying in the jungle. And then at that time, actually, Draupadi already had ate the food from the Akshapatra. Then Durvasa came into 10,000 disciples, and it was a big, like, trouble for Yudhishthira, what to do. They know if we cannot serve him, he will curse. We will be destroyed, right? And then Yudhishthira requests, like, they can, then Durvasa Muni said, we are going to take shower, they take bath in the river, and we're going to come back. So during that time, Lord Krishna comes, suddenly, Draupadi was remembering what to do, and Krishna comes and, like, hey, I'm so hungry, Saki, Draupadi, please feed me something. And, like, Draupadi, one problem is not over, now second problem is started. He said, Krishna, everything is over, nothing left. Then he says, something should be there, but I'm hungry. Let me see the pot. He starts and licks a grain of rice and sag. He finds and eats that grain. And Krishna becomes so satisfied. Tasmin tustam jagatustam, right? When Krishna, tasmin tusti jagatustam. Once Krishna is satisfied, everyone in this world gets satisfied, right? And when Krishna ate this, all the disciples, when sometimes we eat like up to the neck, right? They were satisfied, full like that. And the aroma of food started flowing, and Bhima, Nakul, and they were calling, Dhruvasamani, Dhruvasamani. And when they heard, they couldn't, like, even move. They were so full, and they were like, they already have bad experience of Ambarish Maharaj, like, with the problem with devotees. Then Dhruvasamani left that place. So this is a day, like, this Akshapatra that is received by Yudhishthira Maharaj in the same, this particular day. Very, very powerful, right? And also I was telling, like, the writing of Mahabharata, right, is started on this day. Actually, they're very interesting in Adi Parva. Um, Vyasadeva actually tells Lord Brahma, about these scriptures I'm going to write. That's why, actually, in Vedic scriptures, these two, Ramayana and Mahabharata, considered as itihasas. Right? Now, the Puranas, these are considered as itihasas, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Right? And Mahabharata is also considered as a Pancham Veda. Right? And when Vyasadeva wanted to write this book, compile it, so he needs someone who can write fast, right? So he requested Ganesha, and Ganesha said, like, hey, I cannot. There is only one condition I can write for you. Whenever you cannot stop, continuous you have to recite. Then I'm gonna write. Once you stop, I'm gone. You know. Then Vyasadeva says, all right. I have also condition for you. Without understanding, you cannot write. Right. So they both agreed. They sit down. So that's why there are some few verses. There's about 8,800 Kuta Sloka. Very deeper hidden meaning. Very tricky. Very difficult to understand kind of verses in Mahabharata. Right. So these have been written over there in Mahabharata. Actually, the original writing, it is said that it has 60 lakh verses. With among them, the 30 lakh verses, it is given to Devloka, the demigods, has those. Pitri Loka had 15 lakhs, and the Gandharva Loka has 14 lakhs. And as a human, we have 1 lakh slokas of Mahabharata, right? And Madhvacharya actually describes that, like, Shastra actually has 3 kind of language. One is Samadhi Bhasha, and one is Darshan Bhasha, and Guhya Bhasha, right? Like, just like Kuta Sloka, there's a Guhya, right? There's a philosophy, like, which are related to truth, the main content, main essence of the content, like, which is Samdhi Bhasa, right? The Darshan Bhasa means, like, to prove the things, like, to relate other truth. That's called Darshan Bhasa, and the Guhya Bhasa. To get that, for this, to understand the Guhya Bhasa, you need a little deeper understanding, right? I don't know if I want to do this puzzle, but if someone can, I have asked this question. This is the 5, uh, these are 5 things that are considered pure. Okay, this is in Mahabharata Tatpadi Nirnaya. They say that Uchishtam Shiva Nirmalyam, Vamana Mrita Karpanam, Kakavishta Samyuktam Pancha Putani Bharata. It says that what it is, right? Uchishtam, what is the remnants of somebody, right, is pure. So everyone can think about it. Put in the chat, okay? So one is what remnants is pure. If I've already asked someone, they already know this answer, please don't. But if you nobody has heard this, if you want to try, you can do that. First is, see, pure means even it has to be pure even for the Lord. You can even offer to the Lord. The first thing is uchistam. Uchistam means remnants. Somebody's remnants is pure. So somebody's prasad, how can you offer to the Lord, right? So what it is that it's prasad of somebody, remnants of somebody, and it's pure. And other is Shiva Nirmalyam, the leftover of Lord Shiva, right? And vomit also pure, and clothes from the dead body, right? And a place where the crow they poop all the place, infested stool. These are pure. What are these five things? Somebody can start putting on the chat. Anybody want to try remnants or unmute and try something? Vomit is honey, very, very great. Sankari Kaur Mataji did wonderful. Honey definitely is the vomit of bee. It's pure. We can offer to the Lord. Remnants. Somebody can say remnants. Shiva Nirmalya. I'll give 30 seconds. So these are called. That's what it's called. It's a Guhya Bhasa. It's very difficult. So in Mahabharata you'll find so many Kuta shloka like that. Very puzzling. So Lord Ganesha used to wonder, अरे क्या श्लोक बोल दिया व्यासदेव ने? He even get confused. And while he's thinking and figuring out what it means, Vyasdev would compile already so many verses and start reciting. You know, that's what Lord Vyasadev does. So silk, very nice. It's a cloth from the dead body, right? Silk from the silkworm. Two things we got. Anything? Jal, I didn't get. Pankaj Prabhu said jal. I don't know what that jal means. Water. I don't know. So I'll say that one that is coming from the remnants actually is the milk, because the calf remnants, right? The calf drinks the milk from the cow, and from the same, they're even clean, they start milking, right? So that's a remnant. It's still pure. It can be offered to the Lord. And Shiva Nirmalya, like, that is coming from the hair. Something coming from the hair, like even you see hair in the food, something you can offer. Even Jagannath Puri, it's called inauspicious. Krishna, you can offer. But Mother Ganga comes from where? From the hair, Tata of the Lord Shiva, which we might discuss after this pastime. Shiva's is Mother Ganga is still pure, right? Vomit is honey already. Blood from the dead body is already shell. And the place infested with stool is called banyan tree. In the banyan tree, if you see, there are a lot of crows. They infested a lot of stools, right? So that's what it is. So that's a day. Actually, Mahabharata was written on this particular day. And this particular day also is descending of Mother Ganga, right? So in Soviet dynasty, there was King Bahuk, and Bahuk had he had thousands of wives, and his eldest wife was pregnant, and while she was pregnant, right, he went for the war and he died. And just like the story of Chitraketu Maharaj, where all the wife poisoned the son, Harsashoka, it same happened over here. All the queens started thinking, they so became envious. Now this queen, the eldest queen, has, she's pregnant, she's expecting. She will have a son. He will be king, and all of us will become Dasi. So because of this, they thought that we should poison this elder queen. So everybody planned and poisoned the queen. But what happened? Nothing happened to this eldest queen. Very, very interesting. So, but a son was born with the poison in his hand. So it's called in Sanskrit is gara. Gara means poison, right? That's why his name became Sagara, right? Sagara actually was the son of King Bahuk, right? And he performed, he was so powerful king, very, very powerful king. He performed 99 Aswamedh Yajna, 99. Next Yajna, he will have a heavenly king position of Lord Indra. And you know how Indra becomes always very conspiracy, somebody does this kind of even austerities. So he stole this horse when he was performing 100 Aswamedh Yajna, and he bind this horse in nearby the Kapil ashram, Kapil Muni. And the horse is not there. So they have to figure out. And this Sagar had 60,000 sons. Just imagine how many children he had. And he sent all these sons to all the directions, and they came. They found out that this horse was bound in Kapil Muni ashram. And when they tried to take it, they offended Kapil Muni. And Kapil Muni destroyed them into ashes. You know, when Sagar Maharaj heard this, he was devastated. He did damn with this Aswamedh. I don't care. I need to deliver my children because, like somebody dies like untimely is very unauspicious. They are not delivered. They are trapped. So he really want to deliver this children. So he dropped it and he started to perform austerities, and he just died like that. And he had one of his wife, Keshini. So from his wife, there was one son called Asmanjas. So Asmanjas actually he also tried to perform austerity, to deliver his um, um, other the brothers. So then he was not successful. From Asmanjan, there was like he had a son called Amsuman. So Amsuman was wondering this is not happening. So he went to Kapil Muni and offered prayers. He please Kapil Muni, and he begged and bring the give, please kindly give the solution how we can deliver all my forefathers, right? And then he said that you have to, if you can, because they're asses, if Mother Ganga touches them, they will be delivered. So but Mother Ganga was not here in this material world, so what to do? And then now they started worshipping Mother Ganga to please him. So he was also unsuccessful in this particular lifetime, and he had a son called Dilip, and he tried. His life was also over, was not successful. But Dilip had a son called Bhagirath. So he was able to successfully please, Mother Ganga. In ninth canto, I think all these pastimes are being described, how Bhagirath brought this. And then Mother Ganga became very pleased and he said, like, how can I help you? And he said, like, please, Mother Ganga, please come to this material world, right? Then Mother Ganga said, like, there's two issues. So one thing is when the force, when I fall down to this material world, completely it will destroy the entire material world. It has to be like handled properly. So one issue is that. And second, right, is that people are going to take bath on me. All the sinful people are going to come, right? And I will be sinful. I will not be able to handle it. It will be too much for me. Then Sagar Maharaj actually figured out that issue, and actually he played Lord Shiva. So in his jata, Mother Ganga was hold in jata of Lord Shiva, and from different airline, all this Ganga flowed to this material world, right? And the second issue, actually, Bhagirath Muni actually, sorry, uh, yeah, King Bhagirath tells Mother Ganga that definitely a lot of sinful people are going to take bath. But in that same river, Sadhavo, so many sadhus are going to take bath, Brahmanistas are going to take bath, so many devotees are going to take bath, right? And they will purify you, my mother, he says. Just like, Narottam Das Thakur praying in beautiful bhajan, this Ebaro Karuna Karo, right? Gangara prashana hoile, pashate pavana, darshane pavitra koro, ye tomara guna. So just like Ganga cleans sins of people while taking multiple time bath in the Mother Ganga, in the same way devotees, even by saying devotees, people get purified. That's the power of devotees. And that's why Bhagirath says that, you will be purified. All the sins will be purified by devotees also take bath in the holy river. So that's how in this particular day, Mother Ganga also appeared in this day. And also there is a pastime of Nanda Maharaj. One time in Vraj, right, Krishna saw this particular day that his mother was so busy in the kitchen. Says, mother, what are you doing? Why are you so busy? Right? Too many preparation. What is happening? You know, then mother said, beta, your father is going out of town. I have to prepare something, some dry item, some food. Why he's going? Why he need to go? Are you asking too much question? You better go. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. You go. Ask your father itself. Then Krishna runs and to Nanda Maharaj. Papa, why are you going? I'm hurt. I heard that you're going um out of Vraj. What happened? Why are you going? Where are you going? He asks so many questions. Then Nanda Maharaj tells that actually in Vraj, what happens is like many sadhu comes, right? And they tell so many katha, they hear every time whenever they gather, a lot of katha happens. And Nanda Maharaj says that Krishna, I was hearing next day that last day that some devotee was telling a story that when on this what is that called a sadhu who visited and telling this pastime of eagle who caught a snake and while carrying this snake, right, the tail of the snake touched the Mother Ganga, the Ganga river, and the snake immediately transformed into four-hand form of Vishnu. Like, it took the form like that, Chaturabhuja, just like the Vishnu Duta's form, right? And if this is so glorious, I need to go to this holy river, right? In Prayag, I want to go there. So that's why I'm preparing. I want to go tomorrow. So my your mother is busy for that. And Krishna says, "Mm, Father, can you visit tomorrow, not today?" And he says, why? Because tomorrow is Akshaya Tritiya. Oh yeah, it's very auspicious day. Definitely, I'll plan for tomorrow. He says like that. So next day, in the Akshaya Tritiya day, early morning, actually, Nanda Maharaj actually goes to take bath in the Sarovar, and he saw some weird person. It was so beautifully, clothed, like jewel ornaments. This person is rolling on the dust and taking bath, right? Taking bath over there in the Sarovar. And again comes and start laughing. Something is weird. Again he rolls on the dust and goes again take bath in the Sarovar. It was happening frequently, and he goes to this person. Hey, who are you? What are you doing? He was wondering, and he says, I am Prayagraj, right? The king of holy place. And he says that then because every people like Mother Ganga has the issue that all the people are taking bath, right, in Prayag, and I became so sinful. In Akshatritiya, we come here to remove all our sins, he says. So that's why the Vraj, we are taking the holy dust and the river and rolling ourselves to purify ourselves all from all the sins. And he saw on the other side of the Sarovar beautiful ladies. And he asks, who are you? They introduce themselves. They're Mother Ganga, Kaveri, Narmada. All these holy rivers are also like, doing the same, taking holy bath in the Sarovar in Braj. Then like Nanda Maharaj realized, oh, this is Braj itself is very, very powerful. Why I need to go to Prayag for all this? And he comes, and then when he come back home, and Krishna said, Father, let's go. Are you all ready? And his father says, no, 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 son, you're not going anywhere. You know, so this happened. So there are a few pastimes. So I think I'll stop here. Limited time. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ram Tulsi Prabhu. Thank you for sharing this. So much information about, so much relevant, so much important information about Akshaya Tritiya. And now the devotees are all aware of it, so they can take full advantage of that day. I'd just like to make some quick announcements for our upcoming programs. Let me share my screen here quickly. Hope you all can see it. This coming Sunday is a special class on Mother's Day by Shilpi Mataji. So all of you please come. And we also have a very, very special feast that day. If you look at, this is a Sunday program. Can you all see my screen? Is anybody
Yes, Prabhu, we can.
looking at the screen? I just want to get everybody's attention to.
Yes, Prabhu.
So please share it with people you know who are in and around the center so they can come. So this Sunday, we, all the men's cooking team decided to take on and give the Matajis a break. And if you can see the special feast, we have pani puri, vegetable pulao, raita, chole, batura, papad, gulab jamun. All glories to Prabhus. So this is our this coming Sunday. And also, so Akshaya Tritiya is on the 10th, right? So if you would like to, I want to announce something which is very special. We have, amongst many things around Tulsi Prabhu that we can do, one of the things is all the temples around the world right now, they're taking this as an opportunity to give an opportunity to devotees to be able to, make some donations and to temples where we are spreading Krishna consciousness. So one of our donors has come forward, a very generous donor, who would match up to $10,000. So if you're interested in making any donations, and as you know, this Akshaya Tritiya, it says there is no inauspiciousness to be found on this day. Even checking muhurtas is considered unnecessary. So auspicious it is. So if you want to perform any good tasks, you need to move into a house, buy a new car, buy some gold, give to any good acts, whatever one does for devotees especially, and for Krishna, that person will get more benefit, and it is eternal benefit and never lost. So if you would like to do that, then on our Facebook page and also on the WhatsApp group, we will be sending out information on that day only, Akshaya Tritiya day. All the donations that come will be matched up to $10,000. So I humbly request you to help us reach that goal, through which we help spread Krishna consciousness around the world, because today's Zoom calls, we get people from around the world, but also mainly local here. Your donations, so here's a donation amount. You could go to our webpage and click on that, or you can Zelle us at this amount. And again, this is especially on that day. Obviously, if you want to donate something tonight, that's fine too. But I just want to tell you that through this, we do our preaching. It sustains us for now and also helps us plan for the future. So with that, one more important thing is on that day, it's nice that if you also get up early and do your 16 rounds nicely. We also have a joint Bhakti Vriksha that day in Waldwick. So anybody would like to join us in the evening at 7 p.m. onwards, then please let me or Ram Tulsi Prabhu know. We will send you the information. This is a good way of associating with devotees on special occasion. So please join. It's Friday evening rather than just sitting at home or doing some other social events, which will not really give us any returns. it's really a waste of time. Rather than that, come and join and sing, do kirtans and hear Krishna Katha and have prasadam. That will be more joyful. So with that, I'll open the floor for any questions, if anybody has, on Akshaya Tritiya or how to follow or anything. Any question is not a foolish question, so don't hesitate. Either raise your hands and ask or send it in the chat box. Very well. No question? So just to let you know, this is also the day, Akshaya Tritiya is the day when Lord Jagannath's cart they start to prepare the cart. It's that important a day. Also, if anybody's been to Badrinath, anybody's been to Badrinath here?
They open the darshan, yeah, the Badrinath, because of the cold weather, I think from today, from Akshaya Tritiya day they start.
Badrinath is closed during the winter. On this Akshaya Tritiya day, they open the doors for darshan. Any question? Let me ask a question to the group. Do you like Wednesday Sangha programs? Is it helpful, or should we, maybe just stop? I sometimes wonder because, is it even helping devotees? Like, have you learned something? Does it inspire you during the week? Anyone can answer.
It surely does, Prabhuji. Don't stop. I mean, yeah, no matter how one is tired, I think it's an inspiration itself from the speaker's point and also from us. Yes, we may not be that energized coming on the video or with questions, but it doesn't basically diminishes your efforts or the speaker's efforts, and surely something goes in our heart and our mind. So I'll humbly request, don't stop.
Thank you for that feedback. Because it takes a lot to get speakers lined up, hosts lined up, but also want it to have some value to it, right? So we do see 20, 30 devotees sign in, but just want to make sure that you get something out of it.
Prabhu, Shomania. So what made you think that you would like to stop this one?
Oh, no, not stopping. I mean, what I'm saying is that
it's such a wonderful program. I mean, I feel that everybody enjoys, and I mean, not enjoys. It's just a lot of knowledge we gather from this.
Wonderful.
Classes.
Wonderful. So what we should do is the program is really, any program is nice if we really like it, is when we share it with others, right? That is a Vaishnava quality. That something starts with Krishna. So I would not say it's really wonderful, because if it's really wonderful, then we would share with at least one more person and bring them to the program. So I would like to see that from 30, we have 60 people joining. From 60, we have 120 people joining. That's why I was questioning, because, I send out so many flyers, I send out so many people, I invite them personally, but it seems like still some people need to be reminded. I think we should all put it in our calendars, phones, reminders, that 8:15, that the program is going to start, so we can wrap up, ping our friend, our colleague, our relative, or whoever. Because these topics, just imagine today's program, you invite a friend and they hear about Akshaya Tritiya, and on Akshaya Tritiya day, they decide to chant one round. Do we have any idea the returns, the blessings that we get from having one person chant on Akshaya Tritiya day because of you? So that's why I ask, that enthusiasm has to be there. That drive has to be there. We are a lot of us here are trying to spread Sanatana Dharma, and we need each and every one of us to contribute by doing that. So anyways, thank you for your feedback, not stopping it. We've been doing this for 3+ years, and we will continue, but wanted to see if there's anything we can do more to serve you all better. Ram Tulsi Prabhu, you have any quiz or questions, or anybody else has a question?
Yeah, actually, I didn't get enough time to prepare, but I got a lot of resources. I was reading the Puranas itself to get the right resources. So about Akshaya Tritiya from different Puranas like Matsya Puran, Bhavishya Puran, Padma Puran, also there. Matsya Puran has actually description of a lot of different deities. And Padma Puran has like even entire Vaishak month, like how one's supposed to perform austerity, what are the benefits, all those things are there. And we know that according to our Vedic understanding is every day is the personality, every tithi is the personality. So there is glories of his day and his tithi. So those kind of things also has to be understood. And especially I was looking at the chart, and this particular Akshaya Tritiya actually is a Kritika Nakshatra, which I was telling, like in the Matsya Puran it says when this Akshaya Tritiya comes in Kritika Nakshatra, one performs right this austerity there, performing the worshiping of Lord, giving charity to Brahmanas, charity to the temple, all those things. They did equivalent to doing the Rajasri Yajna. So, and this particular Friday, it's Kritika Nakshatra. I checked on the calendar also.
Yeah.
So it's very auspicious. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Again, different time, different nakshatra are there. I was telling about this. There's devotee Dharma who was a merchant who gave a donation. He in that particular pastime in Bhavishya Puran was about Rohini Nakshatra, and especially on the Wednesday, that particular day when it comes, that becomes again very important and powerful. So it adds much more value and power. And this Friday is very special, as I said. So we should utilize it now, giving charity, and that's one of the things one can do. And especially waking up early, taking shower. We have japa class. Everyone can try to join japa, try to do the sadhana. Very powerful. All the places I read, these three things are very emphasized: doing japa, taking bath, doing charity. So important. So you should utilize this time and worshiping the Lord Vishnu. And if you have deities, definitely you should have some sadhana, do some Naivedyam, Pushpam, all those things you can do, offer arti nicely and do opulent, have good meditation. Because something you try to do bad on this particular day, maybe, I don't know, it's also become, not good. So try to be very positive and mainly spiritualize. I think it's long term. In our life, how many days we can celebrate once in a year, and how many life already gone already. Very few Akshaya Tritiya we are going to celebrate. I was meditating on that, and definitely utilize the time we get. Once time, one lifetime sale, as if it's one day, one shot. If I do this, like proper bhakti on this particular day, I'm going to get benefit for eternally. You will not miss it. In that mood, I think if you really do that, I think it will be very beneficial.
We will also post some video links in our WhatsApp group. You can take that and forward it to